Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So on behalf of both Acharyas, we will sing Jai Anala Premadana. It was ordered by Srila Prabhupada that this song be sung on the disappearance day of all Acharyas. And unfortunately, within the next 10 years, we'll see that this song will be sung frequently as my godbrothers disappear, because they're also fit to be honored by this song. You know, those who have taken such a big responsibility in Srila Prabhupada's movement. It's a very important song. It establishes the position of Acharya. Are you ready? Ready? Harmonium ready?
Yes, Maharaj.
Shayanalo prema dana praduna pracho. Shayanalo prema praduna pracho. Shayanalo prema dana Karuna pracho Karuna pracho Hena Prabhu Kota Gela Acharya Thakur Prabhu Kota Gela Hena Prabhu Kota Gela Acharya Thakur Kaha Mora Sarupa Rupa Kaha Sanatan Kaha Mora Kahadashara Gonata Pitita Pavan Kahadashara Gonata Patita Pavan Mahamora Bhatta Yoga Kaha Kaviraj Kahamora Bhatta Yoga Kaha Kaviraj Eka Kali Kota Gela Koranatarash Eka Kali Kota Gela Koranatarash Pashane Kotibo Mata Anale Pashibo Pashane Kotibo Mata Anale Pashibo Goranga Gunera Nidhi Kota Gele Pabo Goranga Gunera Nidhi Kota Gele Pabo Se Sava Sangira Sange Je Koilo Bilas Se Sava Sangira Sange Je Koilo Bilas Se Sangana Paya Kande Narotamoda Se Sangana Paya Kande Narotamoda Shayanala Prema Dana Koruna Pracho Ena Prabhu Kota Gela Acharya Thakur Well, this is a song of separation from Acharya. It is the example of mood that the followers and disciples must have towards the departure of great souls from this planet and from the Vapu, or the direct personal association of Guru, and also exalted, not just Diksha Guru, but other exalted Vaishnavas also. The mood is set in this song, the etiquette is set in this song. Must be one of love, first of all, first point, mood of love and devotion and some lamentation at the loss of that association. Translation. He who has brought the treasure of divine love and who was filled with compassion and mercy, where has such personality as Srinivasacharya gone? So try to understand. Narottam Das Thakur and Srinivasacharya and others, we will be reading how they were Siksha disciples of Jiva Goswami, a club, if you will, a little private sangha of elite Vaishnavas who all surrendered to Jiva Goswami. So it's appropriate to focus on this point today. So Srinivasacharya was one of them, also Siksha disciple. It's not that there was any defect in their Diksha Gurus. Their Diksha Gurus were very, very exalted, perfect souls, learned in the Shastra, everything. But we will hear how Jiva Goswami was considered by all the acharyas to be the topmost scholar and the most fit to train their disciples in Shastra. See, this is etiquette, try to understand. Not, boho, yes, I'm a great devotee, I'm a great scholar, I will train just fine, I don't need any help from anybody. This is nonsense. Because we see here that they heartfelt they did in fact turn their disciples, their Diksha disciples, over to Jiva Goswami, and they deferred to him. And they let Jiva Goswami do the training. So where has personality such as Srinivasacharya gone? So he was a Sikh Jagat brother, very much attached, very much love between them. That's exemplary. Between Vaishnavas there must be love. If there isn't, we are not Vaishnava. We are something else. Shadow, not real Vaishnava. Real Vaishnavas must function on love. Those who can't take up Krishna consciousness but can't appreciate it and become dry like eating rice cakes. Dry rice cakes. Can you feast on dry rice cakes? Or would you prefer Raj Bhoga? Ghee, samosas, puris, halva, you see? That's a feast. I actually probably said like that. Halva, puris, like that in some subject, is feast. So, we have to feast on this association of sadhus and appreciate. Then next he says, where is my Swarup Damodar and Rupa Goswami? We'll be hearing about how Rupa Goswami is the uncle of Jiva Goswami. And Rupa Goswami is also a mentor of Narottam Das Thakur. Where is Sanatan? Where is Raghunath, the savior of the fallen? That's Raghunath Das Goswami. Where are my Raghunath Bhatta and Gopal Bhatta, and where is Krishna's Kavaraj? Where did Lord Gauranga and the great dancer suddenly go? I will smash my head against the rocks and enter into the fire. Where will I find Lord Gauranga, this reservoir of all wonderful qualities? This is Vipralambha. Being unable to obtain the association of Lord Gauranga, accompanied by all of these devotees, whose association he performed his pastimes, Narottam Das simply weeps. So this is very deep love. Our goal in Krishna consciousness is to develop love for the Vaishnavas first. From love of the Vaishnavas we can develop love of God. There's no question of developing love of God without developing love of Vaishnavas first. If somebody hard-hearted and harsh towards the Vaishnavas, they will never get love of God. Next birth, maybe, or several births, if they're hard-hearted. No. Next devotion says the heart must be at least like cotton. You have read? Yes? No? The heart must at least be cotton. Cotton is soft. Or best is melted butter, ghee. The heart must be like that. If we want to become actually Krishna conscious, we must follow in the footsteps of these acharyas carefully. Of course, our access for these acharyas is through Srila Prabhupada and his representatives. But nevertheless, we're supposed to learn from the mood of these acharyas. If we can't, we're not going to make it in Krishna consciousness. We won't become Krishna conscious unless it's real. If Mumbai is more real to you than these loving relationships of the Vaishnavas, good luck. You will remain Kanista Adhikari. Kanista Adhikari means Prakrita Bhakta. Prakrita Bhakta means neophyte devotee. We don't want to stay Prakrita Bhakta. There's no juice there. Chota, maybe a little nectar. A Prakrita Bhakta get a little nectar. Prakrita Bhakta will probably enjoy kirtan if it's rajasic enough. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Prakrita Bhakta will like that. Prakrita Bhakta will enjoy eating Krishna Prasad, no problem. Everybody can do that, even a dog can do like that. So, but we are to learn here from these relationships. If we can't learn by Shravanam, we're not going to get it. We're not going to understand what is Krishna consciousness. Starts with the Vaishnavas. Try, please download that. Download it. That Krishna consciousness begins with love for the Vaishnavas. and service to the Vaishnavas, das anudas. Otherwise, what is it? Just flowery words, poetry? Mahaprabhu says das anudas. Is that just poetry? Or is that real Krishna consciousness? He's perfect Acharya, demonstrating das anudas. Then we must take this, we must meditate on it, must realize it in Vista Vision, as if we're watching a video, or better, as if we're actually there. Here's the big secret. We are there, but we don't know it. Why? There's a speck in the eye. Prabhupada said, "You've got cataract. I've come to perform operation." We're blind. That's the purport of Oma Gina, everyone. Oma Gina Timirindasya Gina Gina Shal. That's my Sudhe Gurave. The purport is that we are completely blind. Prabhupada has come to open the eyes of every jiva, not just ISKCON, every jiva, like Mahaprabhu in the forest of Jharkhand. That is the mood of Srila Prabhupada. In case you think that's an exaggeration, Shruti Kirti writes that once there was a bug on Prabhupada's desk in Los Angeles. Shruti Kirti was Prabhupada's personal servant. He said, Prabhupada said, "You see that bug?" Shruti Kirti goes, "Yeah." "Pick him up. I think he's hungry." Bug! Love and compassion for a bug. Pick him up, give him something to eat, and then put him out. That's Vaishnav. Try to understand. If you can understand this point, how Prabhupada is in the same mood as these acharyas here. He's part of that league. Don't misunderstand. Don't think that Prabhupada is less than these exalted Vaishnavas. Never. He's part of that same league, certainly. Actually, he's Mahajan, if you can digest that. There's not just 12 Mahajans. There's much more than 12 Mahajans. If you read the definition in Prabhupada's books, I came across a purport in Prabhupada's books, the definition of Mahajan, who's learned in the Shastra, who knows the perfect Siddhanta of the philosophy, who is full of love for the devotees and so forth, who can teach Krishna consciousness competently. Mahajan. Of course, not just regular guru. Try to understand there's founder Acharya and regular guru. Just like when Prabhupada left the planet, just before he left the planet, there was that famous conversation when Prabhupada, when the disciple were talking about how shall disciple succession go on. They were asking, Prabhupada made it clear, you become guru. He made it crystal clear. What kind of guru, they asked. Prabhupada said, regular guru. Regular guru. If you understand that point, you won't get upset when you hear about, fall down on a guru or something. That's regular guru, you see. Whereas founder acharya is a different category. And our line of succession, they're not ordinary jivas. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is a Manjari. You know Manjaris? What they are? Manjaris? Manjaris. What are they? Yes, they are confidential, they're only 12 years old. Confidential maidservants of Radhika, headed by Rupa Goswami as Rupa Manjari. Sanat Goswami is also Manjari. So our movement, top acharyas, they're Manjaris. Sometimes people ask, so what is the position of women in ISKCON? Chip on the shoulder. Oh, they run our movement. Huh? Well, yes. They run our movement. Who's the original devotee? Radharani is the original devotee. We are all the personal property of Srimati Radharani. Through Gurudev, through our Guru Maharaj, through Prabhupada. We are all personal property of Radhika because she owns and operates all of the devotees. She's owner. We are just puppets and her game and her assistance, like the Manjaris. We're just assisting Radhika in her service to Krishna. It's deep. Who is Radhika? Mahaprabhu. So this is a Sankirtan movement of Mahaprabhu. So we are just maidservants and the army of Radhika. Think about it. This is meditation. We don't sit like this. I've seen so many yogis snoring, simply snoring. No. We got something better. This is our meditation. Wow. Radhika has descended as Mahaprabhu, and we are the maidservants of the Dasanadas. Maidservants of maidservants of maidservants of Radhika. Forget male chauvinism. Doesn't exist. You see? We're servants of Manjaris and Radhika, you see. It's not direct. We're not qualified direct at this point. Future we cannot say. But Prabhupada told us, if you knew who you were associating with, you would faint. He wasn't talking about the prior acharyas. He meant, what's your name, Prabhu? Huh? Sachit. He meant Sachit and everybody else sitting here today. If we knew who we were associating with it, in other words, what was the sarup? Of course, Prabhupada could see the sarup of all of the devotees, certainly. But he did not ever reveal the sarup of any one of his disciples because they would have come dizzy-headed, could have deviated, becomes a sahasha. So, point is that we are all eternal associates of Mahaprabhu. We will have the joy of meeting Jiva Goswami. We will meet Narottam Das Thakur. We will have the full association of Mahaprabhu, Srup Damodar, all the confidential service, Jai, Jai, Radha Rasa Bihari. We are part of that league, believe it or not, but somewhere we got confused by Mahamaya. But we are we are eternal associates. Then you might say, well, what about our rasa with Krishna? So in Brahma Samhita it's clearly revealed that in our line, because after all Lord Brahma is the founder acharya of our line, so he's in our line, so he's knowing that the sarup in our line, what happens, supposing you are attached to Mahaprabhu, supposing you're attached to Mahaprabhu, the majority of the devotees in this movement are attached to Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu and Sankirtan chanting. Well, what happens when you get Gadolko Vrindavan? You enter into your Nitya Ras with Radha Krishna, then no more Mahaprabhu. Does that make sense? It does? That's right. You have to hear properly, nicely. Yeah, I know. So the thing is, supposing you are sold out to Radha Krishna, yes, Radha Krishna Prema is the goal of life. I must somehow develop my way, too difficult for us to come to Prema, at least we have to try to go up from where we are rotting in darkness. So Radha Krishna Prema is the goal of life. Supposing we attain the spiritual world, I'm not supposing, everyone sitting here will, it's only a matter of time. You can either go on the Rajdhani Express or the local train, take your pick. The local train stops at every mud puddle. If you want, you can take the local train back to Godhead. Everybody here is on the train. Depends which train you jump onto. It's your choice, free will. Either you take the Rajdhani or mud puddle train. Take your pick, you know. So Prabhupada wants we should all be on the Rajdhani. He is giving this present tense. You'll notice I won't say he gave. No, is giving. Prabhupada is alive. Well, I got to tell you something. This is a true story, very important, involving this deity of Prabhupada. There was one initiated devotee here in Mumbai, Vaishnavi, an elderly lady, and she was leaving her body and she died of cancer or so. Very common these days. So she had a sister who lived in South India somewhere. There was, of course, a memorial service, funeral, and all that. So her sister came up from South India for the memorial. Once she entered this temple room here, and she took one look at Prabhupada, she said, "I saw that man. I saw that man." She was like overwhelmed. "I saw that man. He came to me in a dream." He said, "Don't worry about your sister. She's under my protection now." Haribol. Haribol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. You can do better than that. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. That's Prabhupada. She was not even initiated. And her sister had this revelation of Prabhupada in a dream. And Prabhupada told us that when he appeared in dreams, it was actually him. It was not just imagination, you know. So Prabhupada's actually present in these murtis, hundreds of them around the world. Now there is a very important quote from Prabhupada. In 1969, the very beginning of the movement, 1969, he wrote a letter. If you have got a notepad or something, write down, to my god sister. And 1969, Saradia is her name. Somebody write it down, please. Saradia, S-A-R-A-D-I, Saradia. 1969, brand new devotee. And she wrote and asked Prabhupada, is Arjuna and the Pandavas, are they in Goloka Vrindavan? Good question, huh? Considering she was a very new devotee, very good question, you know. Are they in Goloka Vrindavan? Prabhupada said, no. They remain in Nitya Lila in some material universe. So, not one universe, multiple universes. In that letter, it's very important evidence, super important evidence. The capacity of Jiva in our line. Not all Jivas, but in our line. The power of being in this line, following Jiva Goswami and Sad Goswami. The power of being in this line of disciplic session. Residents of Goloka are the most powerful yogis in the entire creation. Do you know that? No? Listen again. The perfected devotees, who are situated, residents of Braj, who are situated in that position, even those who attain that position of Goloka Vrindavan through sadhana bhakti. Because once you get there, it's irrelevant anymore how you got there. Sadhana bhakti, Guru Kripa, mercy of Guru, Sadhana Kripa, Sadhana bhakti. Then also, these are the ways in which one can attain perfection and become a resident of Braj. Once you're there, it's all over. All these temporal designations, time is finished. So one then becomes Nityasiddha, as if nothing ever happened. So this is very important. that position. How these devotees, residents of Braj, are the topmost yogis. Like we have this little book, Introduction to Krishna Consciousness. Krishna Consciousness, topmost yoga. Yes? Well, but that doesn't reveal all the secrets. Raja Vidya Raja Guya. That little book does not reveal all the secrets. It's only skipping over the top. When we say Krishna Consciousness, topmost yoga, that means the residents of Braj are the most powerful yogis in the creation. You ready for that? Yes, no? Yes. They're the most powerful yogis in the creation. Otherwise, we are guilty of idol worship. You understand? There are hundreds of murtis of Prabhupada around the world now that are being worshipped. Are they plastic? You say yes. They are plastic. Do you agree? They're plastic? No. I just have to tell you, see, I'm stressing these points because by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we can understand Acharya. There's no other way to understand Acharya. And all these Acharyas that we are eternal associates with Jiva Goswami. When you look at all our faults and all shortcomings and all, it's hard to understand. But it's fact. Just don't be on the mud puddle train. Make sure you're on the Rajdhani. That's all. That means sticking carefully with Prabhupada's instructions. So, eternal associates of Brajadam, they're more powerful than all the yogis in the universes. Take Durvasa in this universe, for example. Durvasa Muni, he's probably in other universes also. Durvasa Muni in this universe is arguably the most powerful of yogis, full of mystic power, could do anything. During the wars between the demigods and the demons, Durvasa, when his men, because he's the guru of the demons, so when his men get killed by the demigods, he brings them back to life. Just chants some mantras, sprinkles some holy water, brings them back to life and so forth. There's only one example of his power. In the Bhagavatam we hear so much about his power. But he's nothing in comparison to a pure resident of Braj. Nothing. In comparison to Prabhupada. Try to understand. Such a big yogi. Nothing in comparison to Prabhupada. Nothing in comparison to our other acharyas. What power they have got. Guru Shakti they have got. Off the charts. Hladini Shakti. Not a trace of material energy. Try to understand. I'll give you an example of an interesting experience I had. You know, because you practice Krishna consciousness for a while, Krishna makes sure that you get interesting experiences that help you understand. So, my headquarters is Punjabi Bagh. It's a suburb of Delhi. And there's a beautiful temple there. And then some years back, there was a very tiny shoebox-sized temple room, and then they expanded. Hundreds of people were coming, and it didn't fit in the shoebox. So they invited, yes, Krishna Balaram to come to Delhi, because Prabhupada had ordered that Krishna Balaram should be in Delhi. Therefore, Gopal Krishna Maharaj arranged. So, in the new temple room, there was no Prabhupada Murti. Not yet. It was a grand opening of the new temple room. An installation of Krishna Balaram. Radhakrishna and Radhika Raman, they were already there. But Krishna Balaram weren't there yet. So, by the mercy of Gopal Krishna Maharaj to the Prabhupada, because he knew that Prabhupada wanted Krishna Balaram in Delhi. So they came on Prabhupada's invitation and by the hard work of Gopal Krishna Maharaj. They came, beautiful deities. They're only 8 years old. In Vrindavan, they're 10 years old. So, Prabhupada Murti was not installed. And I knew Prabhupada was coming, and it was only a couple of days away from the grand opening of the new temple room and installation of Krishna Balaram. Prabhupada wasn't there. I was in anxiety thinking, what is this? The grand opening of the temple is going to happen, Prabhupada's not there? How can this be? So, how can it be? Grand opening, Prabhupada not there? I was in big anxiety. It was only days before the grand opening. Still, Prabhupada had not arrived. So one night I was up in my room above the temple. 10:30 at night I heard bang, 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 wampers on kirtan 10:30 at night. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. I think 10:30 at night, what is going on, you know? I came out my door to see what is going on. I looked over the balcony, I saw a big wooden box sitting on the ground, on the cement, you know. It was Prabhupada. Haribol. He had arrived. So then it was in a big wooden crate, and so the devotees wanted to see Prabhupada. So quickly they took the boards off the top, and then there's Prabhupada underneath a bunch of the foam groundnuts. Peanuts, you know, foam peanuts. You call them groundnuts. Oh, so they were going and getting them out of the way. They wanted to see Prabhupada. So finally you could see the top of his head. And then finally remove more and more packing. Then finally I could see Prabhupada's face finally. I was up on the balcony so I could see. I looked at Prabhupada's face. He was tired. Tired. I freaked. I didn't say anything to anybody. Internally, I freaked out. Oh, this is our Prabhupada deity? We have to worship a tired Prabhupada? I thought, this is not good, you know. We have to worship a tired Prabhupada? Doesn't sound very good. Of course, Prabhupada's worshipable no matter what condition he's in. But the point is, I was thinking, this is our Murti, tired Prabhupada? I was thinking, my God, this is a letdown. So then I went to sleep on that. But since I, senior devotee, Prabhupada disciple, the next morning I went downstairs to the VIP room where Krishna Balaram were staying, not installed yet, and Prabhupada was in the VIP room, staring lovingly at Krishna and Balaram. I couldn't recognize him. He was fully refreshed. They'd given him bath, some prasadam. He was fully refreshed, nice rest, nice association of devotees, care and attention, love, beaming with ecstasy. I thought, could this be the same Murti I saw last night? It was the same Murti. Prabhupada is in the Murti. You've got to understand this point. He's in the Murti, along with the mercy of Jiva Goswami and all the acharyas. They are all Nityasiddha, all eternal associates of Prabhupada. So I was struck with wonder. It's a very important education about Murti. So this mood we have to take of the loving relationships between devotees we get from Acharya. And Jiva Goswami, he was considered the best of scholars. Even the non-devotee Indologists, those that study India, you know, history and philosophy, they refer to Jiva Goswami as the greatest scholar in history. Imagine that. a non-devotee referring to Jiva Goswami as the greatest scholar in history, not even looking at Western scholars, you know. So that's who we are honoring today. He is not, he's physically departed, but he is with us. To be specific, Prabhupada told us, when you sing Sad Goswamastika, the song to the 6 Goswamis, you are directly associating with them. They have not departed is the point. Okay, fine, they left behind material bodies. They don't have material bodies. They don't need material bodies. Neither does Srila Prabhupada need a material body. Neither does Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Narottam Das Thakur. All our acharyas, they don't need or require material bodies. They're fully active from spiritual plane. Prabhupada said, Prabhupada is an eternal resident of Braj. He revealed that to his disciples. In his final days, he said, I want to go back to Goloka Vrindavan because they have nice kachuris there. That means that he was formerly in Goloka Vrindavan, and perhaps you know his father called him Kachuri Mukhi. It's in the biography, Kachuri Mukhi, because he was so fond of kachuris. So here we see in Prabhupada's statement that I want to be back in Goloka Vrindavan because they have good kachuris there. They don't fast in Goloka Vrindavan. They eat opulently, They don't lose anything by going back to Godhead. So in this way, we have to try to perfect our Krishna consciousness following Acharya, that's all. Appreciating that we are associating with eternal associates, but some covering us there, some cataract in the eye. We can't see. But we see now, every year, more and more of my godbrothers and godsisters are leaving the planet. And I'm sorry to say the rate at which they leave the planet is going to accelerate. Very sorry to say, it's inevitable. I mean, my body is 74 years old. That's not exactly young. And there's very few disciples of Prabhupada anymore who are any younger than that, Not much. So, take this nectar of Guru Parampara, imbibe it, don't know it, take it serious. Take the express Rajdhani, don't be lazy. Okay, well, we're out of time, that's much more that can be said. But we must take shelter of Jiva Goswami, along with the other acharyas. By the permission of Prabhupada, he told us don't jump over. But that didn't mean neglect or ignore previous acharyas. Just understand that our access to all the prior acharyas is through Prabhupada. Plain and simple. And sometimes disciples would want to dive deep into the books by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but Prabhupada detected there was a problem in their attitude. They were secretly thinking, I want Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur as my guru. What kind of nonsense rascal are you? What is your qualification to become direct disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Not possible. Through the Guru Parampara. So Prabhupada said, don't jump over, don't become monkey. Monkeys are expert at jumping. Don't jump over, don't become monkey. He nipped it in the bud, we say. He had to cut it because they are getting puffed and thinking they could become disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. It would be better than being disciple of Bhagavad. Oh, this is very offensive. And most of those men fell down. Certainly. Aparad, Guru Aparad. Can't withstand heavy Guru Aparad, not just a little bit. So take it, our access is through reading in Prabhupada's books and taking his mercy like that. That's our access to prior acharyas. And you can pray also. We can pray also. So on such a day like this, it's considered auspicious because they returned to Goloka Vrindavan. They returned to Nitya Lila with Mahaprabhu. So for them it's auspicious. We are stuck with separation from them. But when we hear about them, then that gap is filled. So everything in Krishna consciousness is based on hearing, Shravana. If we hear about the acharyas, that is direct association. You understand? Then it doesn't matter if they were present 500 years ago. It becomes irrelevant. Why? Because it is said in Shastra that when someone becomes Krishna conscious, that the entire Mahatattva, Mahatattva, the material cloud floating in the spiritual sky, yes? Mahatattva, the material cloud emanating from Mahavishnu, that entire cloud becomes no larger than the footprint of a calf. That means an inch in diameter. Calf is very small. The entire Mahatattva shrinks down to this amount of water and the footprint of a calf. When we become Krishna conscious, when we take the mercy of the prior acharyas, when we take Prabhupada's mercy, then time becomes nothing. Because time is Krishna. Time I am, Krishna says. So he's time. So everything, Vasudeva Sarvamiti, everything is Krishna. So the material illusion disappears, vanishes. I don't have time to discuss about Markandeya Rishi, but it's in the Harinam Chintamani by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He wanted to see the material energy. Lord Vishnu told him, well, I don't think it's a good idea, because self-realized soul situated in Nitya Siddha, Nitya Prem. He says, no, I want to see it. I don't know anything about the material energy. I would like to see by realization what is the material energy. I don't know, because he's on a different level. So Lord Vishnu was trying to talk about it. That is not a good idea. Say, no, please, 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 please. All right, if you want. So he insisted. So the next moment later, he found himself drowning in the ocean of devastation. At the pralaya, at the time of destruction of the universe. Drowning and suffering in that ocean. But in the distance he saw Navadvipa Dham floating above it. These things are inconceivable. So then, at the end, after this whole revelation, it was illusion created by Lord Vishnu at his request. In the end, it disappeared and he found himself sitting again peacefully in his ashram. You see? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, and the whole show is only temporary. It's a show. But we believe in it. Like if you watch a Bollywood movie and it's full of action and heroes and heroines and sex and bomb explosions, wow, okay. Cool, If a movie's any good, you forget you're in a movie theater, is it not? Yes, no? I mean, you're not a cinema goer, but you must have been before you became a devotee. If a movie's anywhere, you're sitting in a movie theater, AC, surround sound. If the movie's any good, do you remember that you're in a movie theater? No, similarly, we don't know. We're in a great theater, in a great show of Mahatattva, the great show of the material energy. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, and the whole show is only temporary. It's the greatest, the greatest magic show in the creation. And we are inside of that magic show, Mahamaya, illusion. They were supposed to transfer into Yogamaya by the mercy of acharyas. Anyways, much more can be said, but we have to stop. Any questions? Yes? Loud, please.
How to develop this loving relation with Vaishnava? Loving relation with Vaishnava. Hare Krishna. Loving relation with Vaishnava.
Yes.
How to develop more intensely with this?
Dasana. Serve them prasadam Offer Dhanavat Pranams. Don't just offer your obeisances to VIPs. Oh, he's a guru. Oh, he's a sannyasi. No. All Vaishnava. Dasan, dasan, das. That statement does not designate sannyasis and gurus. Does it? No. All Vaishnavas. Mahaprabhu was asked, who is it Vaishnava? The residents of a village called Kalinigram. They asked, Mahaprabhu went there 3 times. They were very fortunate. He went there 3 times. It was just a small village. They asked, who is a Vaishnava? He said, whoever chants Hare Krishna, they are Vaishnava. So, we are surrounded by the mercy of Prabhupada. We are surrounded by genuine Vaishnavas. Practice thinking they're not ordinary human beings. If you think they're ordinary human beings, you'll make offenses. And then your Krishna consciousness will fall down. Even if you manage to stay externally as a devotee, but your consciousness will go down, you see? Okay. Thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jiva Goswami ki jai. Prabhupada